Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino. We're back in All the Mods 10 to the Sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. We just finished up the last episode. And we got our SPS going, but the problem is that we are draining our power faster than we can make it. Let's pop over back to our storage area. Oh, I took a moment to load. And let's go over here, take a little recap of the situation here as it stands right now. We have several of these power Ender networks that are running. Network 1, this is Network 2, and this is Network 3. So we have 3 different networks running. And for the longest time, I've been putting everything on Network 1, which is fed by this one reactor. And this one reactor builds power at a rate of 470,000 FE per tick. That is its max output right there. So what that means is that as soon as we kick that thing on over there, we were draining out, I want to say, well, let's take a peek here because we had 2 ender gates on it. I think so. So about 2 million FE a tick. So we were draining out, a good 4 times more power than that thing could generate. And of course, everything here that we currently had running was on Network 1. So it basically shut everything down throughout this entire network, which is not a good thing. That's not something that we want to do. So we definitely identified a flaw in our design here. We need to make sure that we are generating more power than what that thing's going to be needing. So what we decided to do is we're going to put in the turbine over there at our reactor. We're going to put in the turbine. And I think what we'll do then is we can then take the steam that's coming out of here and we will begin to use that for generating power. And then we'll put that all on one single power network and put it up over here, hooked up to this. So all the power coming off that turbine will be going into this. And I think that'll be probably the best thing for us to do. That way, for making antimatter, we're not going to be sacrificing the power of everything else. The second thing we can do is I was using gates for the power going into these. And with the gates, you can't monitor. I say that. Hang on one second. You can't limit the amount of power going through, right? It is. Yeah, I think it's set. Your limiter would be the size of the gate you're using. So we could go with a smaller gate on this, and that might help. But the least amount of power that we have going into here, if we're only running like 1 million FE a tick going into that, it's going to take a long time for this thing to turn polonium into antimatter, right? Because you got to have a good steady power flow going in, and you got to have a good amount of polonium coming in. And right now we don't have either of those. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So I think in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to put in the turbine, and I'm thinking about just putting it just right up here on top is what I'm thinking about, or maybe setting it up over the top of this thing. But we're going to go vertical with it for the turbine. Then we're going to work on increasing our fissile fuel production so that we can amp this up. We've already fixed the water issue. We have int amount of water coming in. Now we got to get a large amount of fissile fuel coming in. And I think once we do those two, then we can then run this at full speed. We should be good to go. Cool. Let's get started. So let's take a look at what we've created for our production list for today, our quest line. We're going to work through all of these items and get them made. Some of these items we may turn into, recipes, and some of them we may not. We'll see what we get. But the cool thing is along the quest line, as we do these quest lines, we're going to end up getting those rewards like we saw up here. So I think I put this in the right sequence of how I want to do things. So let's get started. So like if I make this, let me go to tab. There we go. If I make this one, right? Okay, so I need the recipe for the induction casing. I don't think I need the recipe for the induction ports. So let's go ahead and jump here first. And we're going to make this as a, oops, I took that off. We're going to make this as a recipe. Not there. Here. Boom. There we go. So we want that to be a recipe. We've already got the energy tablets. That's cool. So let's put that one away. There we go. So let's go ahead. Now we can make the induction ports. There we go. 2 of those. And we are going to, as we work down through this, we're going to be taking a look at the quest line as we go along here, because we're going to find some stuff that we probably are going to need anyways. So let's take a peek. Here we go. We're working in this area right here in energize induction matrix. So the next thing we're going to need is 32 of those casings. Let that craft up. While that's crafting, let's take a look at what the next line's going to look like. We've already got these, we got those as rewards. I don't know if we talked about that during the last episode. When we built the SPS, we did get 9 millibuckets of antimatter as a reward, which is pretty cool. And then we got the ultimate energy cube and then 2 of the induction providers and the induction cells. So that's what we're going to build here with our storage, or with our power storage here. And that's going to be a 5x5 by 6, I think is what I'm going to do. So that's going to go in like right here. We're going to have to move our waystone, but that's no big deal. So we're going to put that in right here. Cool. All right, we got, what do we need here? The 32. Take those. Boom. That should get us 10 induction casings, some lithium dust, and the 3 levels of XP. I'm not going to worry about the XP right now, folks. I'm sorry. I got tons. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right, I'm going to move this thing right over to here. Reactor and save. There we go. We'll move that out of the way. Because like I said, we're going to go in 5x5. And I think I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should clear both sides of this. So we should be good. To put it in right here. It will come right up to the edge, but I'm not too concerned with that. Cool. All right, next one we need to do. We've already got the induction cells, so we're going to go ahead and just click that to accept our reward for that. And it looks like because of the induction ports that we have been able to bring in, we've got that taken care of as well. So we should now be able to build this thing. Where did you come from? Oh, you know what? I have not slept in a while. Because of the day-night cycle, I have not been sleeping. I've not been sleeping well at all. Here you go away. So yeah, these things show up every once in a while. But it moves up out of the way. The sun comes back and they burn up pretty fast. Cool. What do we got? Where are we in this process? So the energized induction matrix. This thing here. Let's see how it's built. So basically, you're going to start off with the frame size, whatever size you're going to be building it. That's the size you're going to need. So we're going to be doing a 5x5, which will be 25 per layer is what we need to kind of plan on. We're going to go 6 tall. So we're going to need 150 of these things minimum. So let's go ahead and get that kicked off. We've already got 50 there. So let's just kick off another 100. They start on that. And we'll get this thing going. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And like I said, we're going to be going 6 tall. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Crafting's done on that. Let's go ahead and get this kind of built up. Cool, cool. And I think we're not going to need to worry about this side at all. We're going to want to have a port on this side, I think. And I want to put the other port on this side. We're not going to need to worry about, what we use each port for, because we're not, this is just a big battery. And this is what this is, just a big battery. And we're going to be moving power around wirelessly anyways. We just want a place to be able to store as much power as we can without draining our network on the other side. That's what all this is about. So there we go. All right, we've got these providers, and we've got the elite induction providers, and we've got the advanced induction providers. And we can mix and match these. They don't have to be any one, they don't have to all be the same. We can mix and match them all we want. But I think, we're going to have to fill this entire internal area with these things. Not all of it, but we've got the capacity of being able to fill all of this area in. And we can mix, like I said, we can mix and match. So if I wanted to do like the induction cells, okay, the induction cells are the batteries, and the induction providers are the max movement that we can move product or move the power through this thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like these like that. We can just put those in right there, and I think we're just going to come in here on the sides. And like I said, we got plenty of space here, so we may go ahead and throw and fill a lot of this up with batteries, but we should now be moving, that should give us quite a bit of power to move there. So let's go ahead and make some more induction cells. I don't have a recipe for it, but I don't think it'll be hard to get these crafted up, because we can, we'll go ahead and build them and nest them. So we've got the basic one, 3.2, advanced, 25, elite, 2048. Do we want to go all the way up to ultimate? I don't think we'll ever get that much power over here. So let's just start right here. We're going to go with the basic induction cell, and it looks like we're going to need, we need lithium. You know what? So we may not be able to, how much lithium dust do we have? Not a lot. How much lithium dust can we get? I don't want to go through doing the whole lithium thing. I tell you. Give me the recipe on that. A chemical crystallizer, liquid lithium from thermal evaporation, which you need brine. So we'd end up needing 2, because you got to have 1 evaporation tower for making the brine, and then 1 for making the lithium. Yeah, I don't want to go through that process. So we're just going to make as many cells as we can now with what we've got. So induction cell, if that means we make the smaller ones, we've got 4. So we could make 6 of those. Okay. All right. That's it. We've made our 6 of these. So I'm going to throw them up in here too. There we go. And if I remember, all I got to do now is just finish filling this thing in with the rest of these. And that should fix it. Did that work? Inner structure contains an illegal block. You see that in the note there. Induction casing located at 4001, 62, 147. 4001, 62, and what was it again? 147. Right down through here. It says induction casing. Oh, they're all induction casing. Isn't that right? I figured it out. Okay, I was thinking that it had to be completely full. It does not. Okay. So yeah, my mistake there. This is, go down there. Boop. So you just need to have these inside here, nothing else inside them. And then when you put the outside back on, it should, there you go, form. Cool. So now we've got a spot for our power input. We've got a spot for our power output coming into there, and that's all cool. Okay, one of the other rewards that we got was the ultimate energy cell. I can't remember if you can port straight through there. I don't think you can, but we're going to go ahead and use this as a buffer anyways. So we've got this buffer where power is going to be stored into it, and then we want just a buffer that's going to be just for the SPS port here. So I'm going to drop that in right there. And we're going to use the Mekanism. And I don't think I've made any of these yet. We might have Mekanism, energy, universal cables. Have we? Yeah, we've made those, haven't we? We got them on recipe. Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and get those. Let's go ahead and make some more while we're thinking about it. Cool. All right, so we should now be able to do that. And we're going to say the top is an output. There we go. That's going to drain out pretty fast, but we're okay with that because this is independent power. We're not worried about it. Okay, and then I'm going to run another set of cables here to hook up there as an input. There we go. All drained out. All drained out. Cool. So we've got our ability to store power here now. We've got a little bit of a buffer, and we should be able to then control all of this. Yeah, I think we can control this. All right, so let's get started on the next part of this, and that's going to be building the turbine. All right, we're going to be working up in this area right up here. We've already got the steam part of it, so now we're going to be working on the task here. So we're going to need 2 of those turbine rotors and 4 of the turbine blades. I don't think I'm going to make a recipe for these. I know I'm not going to need one for the rotational complex because we're only going to need 1 of those. So let me go and let's do that one first. We should just be able to do that. Okay, got that piece. And for this thing here, we are going to make a recipe for this one. And we're going to make a recipe for this one. All right, so for kicking off, let's just go ahead and make 2 of the turbine rotors and 2 of the turbine blades. And yes, I know I say turbine. I've had people correct me on that before. It's just the way I've always done it. I know it's pronounced turbine. I know that. I just always call it a turbine. And I'm going to continue to do it because it's my shtick. There we go. 2 of these and 4 of these. And this is just to get the quest. We're going to need a lot more of these. There we go. But, you know, I'm going to get the rewards as we go along here, and then we'll go back and finish, you know, what else we need to build. Cool, we got that. Next step, we're going to need the turbine inputs and outputs. I don't think we're going to do the actual recipes for these. Maybe for the vents, we might, because it seems like I've always needed to have more vents that I have to go back and make. So yeah, let's do it that way. Let's do the, where's that? The vents. Make a recipe for that one. Oh, you know what? We will need to have a recipe for the casings. There we go. So let's start off with the valve first, and that's going to get us the 2 that we need. There we go. And then how many vents did it say? Just 1? Okay, cool. Let's get those rewards. Very nice. And then making the energy with the turbine, we're going to need the pressure dispenser, the electromagnetic coil, and the saturating condenser. I don't remember how many of these that I need, but I see that we're going to make 1 and we're going to get 3 back. So I'm going to say we may need a few more, but we're just going to go ahead and just make just what it's calling for just right now. Let's make the pressure dispenser. There you go. Pressure dispenser, the electromagnetic coil, and that should be good to go now. Electromagnetic coil and the saturating condenser. And there we go. Saturating condenser. Cool. It seems like there's a couple other rewards here we got. Boiler casing. I don't know if I need those. There's the boiler casing. I guess that's it. Yeah, I don't think we need those. We'll go and collect them here in a little bit because I don't know if we're going to go through the fusion reactor process too. Again, that's going to require, and maybe we would. I don't know. Well, we might build another platform over here, make this, and put in like the towers. I don't know. We might. We'll see. Might be a later thing. You know what I mean? Might be a later thing. All right. So for the turbine, we're going to need now 52 of the turbine casings. Let's go ahead and start and make everything else, and we'll come back and do the casings last. And I think, if I recall, this is for a 5x7x5 is what this list is for, which I think that's what we're going to go with. We'll decide if we need to go bigger after we get this done. We could always enlarge it. You know, going 2 out in every direction, and we can make it a little bit bigger. But I think for right now, let's just go with what they're asking for. So for that, we're going to need 9 of the saturating condensers, and we've got 4 already. So let's make 5 of those. 5 of those. Cool. We're going to need 9 of the electromagnetic coils. And we've got 4 already. So let's make 5 electromagnetic coils. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those. That gives us 9. What else going to need? Let's do the pressure dispensers next. We're going to need 4 pressure dispensers. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. And that should get us pretty close to just needing the turbine vents and the turbine casings. Let's make the vents first. We're going to need 8 of those. All right, and last thing we need is 52. We've already got 12, so we just need to make 40 more of those. I see we're going to end up getting some additional components here, which is cool. But let's go ahead and make... What's that chemical, by the way? Oh, just steam. That's cool. Let's go ahead and make 40 of the casings, and that should get us to what we need. Cool. There's 40. Awesome blossom. Here we go. Go ahead and grab our rewards. All right, and construction of this thing. You know, this is one of them that I always kind of struggle with, but I think I'll figure it out this time. So multi-block looks like we need structural glass down on the bottom and the sides. Framework. Cool. And there we go. Yeah. Do I want to build it? Since we've got, this is a 5x5 here, right? That's what we said we're going to build, 5x5. Yeah, we're going to do this as a 5x5. So let's just put it right up on top of this thing. Give me casings. Give me some glass. And I think we can build on top of here without causing any problems. We're going to find out. All right, before we go any farther, let's go ahead and take our turbine rotors. And these are going to go straight up the center shaft here. And it's usually too smaller than what you're going to have it as, right? So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we're going to make this a 5x5x7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this may end up being an 8. Yeah, we'll find out. Anyways, then we're going to attach these rotors right up along the top here. There we go. And then the induction coil rotation, I'm sorry, the rotational complex is what goes on top right there. Cool. Now we just need to finish filling this in with the, oops, wrong spot. We need to finish filling this in. I'm going to build the frame first, and then we'll come back and work on the glass here next. All right, now we're going to come in with the pressure dispensers. Oops, not that far out. There we go. Pressure dispensers are going to go all along the outside edge of that rotational complex, like this. So if you're doing a 5x5, just like this is, you're going to have a 3x3 internal. So 1 rotational complex and 8 of the pressure dispensers around it. If you're increasing this to a 7x7, same thing, 1 of those, but now you would end up having, you know, a larger ring of these going out around it, an extra ring outside there. So you'd have this ring, and then you'd end up having another ring out there. Cool. All right, so we've got this part of it all done. That's looking sexy. Now up along the top of this thing, right on top of this, is where we're going to put in our electromagnetic coils. And it's going to be a full pallet of them, just like that. Cool. All right, and then the last layer we're going to put on here is going to be our saturating condensers. All right, now I'm going to finish this thing off with putting in our vents. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots, and I think they go in like right here, right? That level. I think that's right. And then the last of this is the casings. So it looks like I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more casings. Let's do that. And then the structural glass up here on top and on the sides. And then we're going to need 2 ports. So we've got an input down here. So I think I want my power output to be right here on this side. And then we've got steam over on this side. So we're going to put our steam in here. And we'll have our power output through here. Cool. Oh, you know what? That's a turbine valve. That's not. What do we need for the power out on this thing? Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're going to need, I think we're going to need one more one more valve, right? Because if I recall, we end up getting water coming back out, which is okay. You know, if we have water coming out, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I think, though, that we want to have another one there for that water. And we can either pump the water back in, or we could, if we wanted to, just get rid of it, right? All right, cool. Let's finish filling this in with glass, and I'll be back. All right, and that should be the last one. And there we go. We've got our turbine set up. Cool. All right, so yeah, we're gonna have steam coming in, which right now we're using steam coming out here through ultimate pressurized pipes. So do we have more of those ultimate pressurized pipes? We do. Let's go ahead and can we make... no, let's make like 20 more. I think that'll be good. All right, we're going to need steam in like that. Hey, look at it go. That's producing a good amount of power. I'm not going to lie. That's producing a good amount of power right there. Ultimate universal cables. We want to be able to store that power. So let's grab those. Let's grab some more universal cables. And we want that power now to flow down to here. Oh, buddy. That's working good. That's working really good. And now that is quickly going to burn through our polonium. But at the same time, it's going to be getting us polonium faster. The antimatter is going to be coming in a tad bit quicker than what it has been. And when I say tad, I do mean a tad. It takes a lot. I think if I remember the math on this, okay, it's been a while since I've done maths, all right, but if I remember the math on this, it takes 5 million millibuckets of nuclear waste to produce one polonium pellet. Okay, or not one polonium pellet, produce one antimatter pellet. So yeah, that is a ton of nuclear waste having to go through to be able to get to this point. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to go through this, and that's why we're gonna have to amp this up. This is gonna have to get amped. You can see right now our fissile fuel, we're going down on fissile fuel. We're good on everything else, but we are losing quickly on our ability to get fissile fuel going. So that's our next step, is to make sure that we have enough fissile fuel. And I'm going to go ahead. I don't think we need to void off our steam anymore. Yeah, I think this is going just fine. Yeah. So I think what we can do now is we're going to go ahead and void off the water that's coming out of here. So I'm going to put this right there, and we're going to attach that to there, but we're going to break the connection here. I can get on a cable. Here we go. Well, let me break it. There it goes. Oh, you know what? I think you gotta pull the water out from there. If I recall, you gotta pull the water out from there. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about this right now. We'll see if we need to do anything with that. I don't think we will. We'll double check. All right, cool. I am super thankful that we've got now we've got this self-contained power system, and this is actually doing pretty good. The processing rate could be faster. Energy input 204.8 per tick. And are we building power here? No, it doesn't look like we're building power. It looks like all the power coming in is going straight out, and it's moving at the set transfer rate. So I don't think... Oh, actually, we are... Oh, yeah, we are building power here. Okay, cool. So we're going to build power here, and then it'll backlog into there. That's awesome. Okay. So we've got the water situation taken care of over there. We have... Oops, that's right. We got the water situation taken care of, and we now have power situation taken care of. Now the bottleneck is going to be the production of fissile fuel. So we're going to need to make sure that this is running at a more efficient pace. And so we can add energy upgrades into here. So let's start off with just upgrades and see how much of that is going to help out. So let's go to the Mechanism upgrades. Let's take some energy upgrades, And let's go ahead and make, I don't know, like 30 more of those. Let's go ahead and grab some speed upgrades and let's make, I don't know, 30 more of those. And we don't need any muffling upgrades. That'll be cool. So let's see what happens if we put in a single speed upgrade. Oh, hold left shift for details. Oh, is there a maximum number of upgrades you can have? Hey, can I put another speed upgrade in there now? I can. Okay, it's going now. All right, so let's see if we can figure out what our bottleneck is right now. It looks like uranium hexafluoride production needs to be increased. That's coming from here, which would be this thing right here. And it looks like it says it's running. Let's see if we can throw a speed upgrade into this. There we go. All right, now the uranium hexafluoride is building faster. So there we go. We've sped up a little bit there. Now let's see, where's our, I don't see anything else bottlenecking here. We do have an error message here and that says not enough room in output. So yeah, the hydrofluoric acid, which is exporting to the right. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit more. Okay, now we've got the isotopic centrifuge is erroring because of the amount. So let's see if we can put another energy upgrade into it. And we may need to take a speed upgrade out or two. Remember, we saw this the other side over there. There we go. Cool. Okay, so now it's generating at a rate of 64 millibuckets per tick. And now we're burning through our uranium hexafluoride. All right, so that seems to have a lot of this kind of running a little bit faster. We're still kind of starving here. We're building faster at this point than what this can keep up with. But if we bounce this up just a little bit more, I mean, right now we're already building more uranium hexafluoride than what this can burn. So either we're going to have to increase the burn rate here, which is using a lot of power. Let's take a peek at it here. So 115,000 FE per tick is what this thing is burning at right now. And this thing's transferring at 200,000 FE a tick. So we could go maybe one more energy upgrade on this. Let's see what that does to us. So now we're using 81 and it seems to be balancing out. Let's see what happens if we put another speed upgrade into this. There it is right there. Not enough energy to run at maximum speed. Energy. No, see, that's going to break it right there. So that is our limit of what we can do at this moment. And install. Yeah, so that's really the maximum that we can do from this right now. So 64 millibuckets of fissile fuel is about what we can get as far as our max goes. So let's go take a look over here at the reactor. So that sounds like we burned through all our polonium we have. All right. And so now we can take a look. It looks like we're at max level on our reactor as far as the fissile fuel. So let's kick this up. So that means we should be building an abundance of fissile fuel over here in our cell. Doesn't look like it, but let's go ahead and look. Right now we're at 3 millibuckets per tick. Let's take it to 3.5 millibuckets and let's see what that does. Because right now the key is now we got to get more nuclear. We got to get more nuclear waste flowing out of here than what we have coming in, or what we can burn by this machine right here. All right, so that looks like we're good on fissile fuel still. We're not going down. So let's go ahead and kick this up to 4 millibuckets a tick. Okay, still seems to be holding pretty good. Let's go ahead and take this up to 6 millibuckets a tick. Oh, things are stabilizing, getting better. And you see the fissile fuel is still holding steady. We're not losing fissile fuel. We're not losing water. That's good. Let's take it up to 8 millibuckets per tick. Okay, that's starting to look a lot better. You see now the nuclear waste amount in there. You need 5 millibuckets of nuclear waste to create 1 millibucket of polonium. So you can see we're kind of hitting that number, that nuclear waste numbers. Now we're at 12. So we should start seeing that number hit maybe to 13, 14, and that's going to start growing. Which means now we're producing more nuclear waste than what we can convert over, which is good. So we are almost to that break-even point. I'm going to jump this to 10 millibuckets per tick, and we're going to see what we get now. And that's looking really good right there. You can see now the nuclear waste is staying steady at 13 millibuckets. polonium is sitting at 2 millibuckets, almost steady. So this thing is now producing at the exact rate that it's consuming at this point right here. So we should see now, absolutely perfect. That's working really good. So what can we do now to kind of help increase our polonium production? Well, we can add more of the solar neutron activators. So that's going to be the next thing we're going to look at doing. We don't have excess nuclear waste flowing in, and I haven't found a way to create like a round robin type output on Mekanism. If you know, let me know down in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take this up to 12 millibuckets. Okay, now we're starting to produce more steam than what our turbine here can handle. So we are completely full of steam. So we are going to put that trash can back down. What did I do with the trash can? Ultimate trash can. There we go. And then can we set a priority on this? All right, we're going to let that go just like that for a little bit. I'm not sure if this is working properly or not, but I do see that the steam is kind of staying balancing right there, which seems good. I don't see any steam building up in here, so that's good. Over here, I can see that my nuclear waste is now getting up to, 16 at the max there. We can look at it here a little bit faster or a little bit slower. And the polonium is building up at a pretty good rate. So we're not burning the polonium off like we were. We're actually building up a little bit of polonium in here, which is good, which means this is going to run steady without interference, which I think that's pretty good. This thing is now full of power. This thing is building up power. So we could increase our output here and maybe run a little extra power through this thing over to the other side, over on this side, right? If I were going to do that, here's how I would do it. I'd probably do it with power, or not power, with flux network. So if I take a flux point, that'll go on the output, and then I can take a flux plug right here, and I'm going to put the flux plug right there, and I'm going to call this reactor. I'm going to make a separate network for it. Oh, create a new network. There we go. Let's call this reactor network. Cool. And I'm going to select that one. And let's go here. We're going to set that as an output. So we should now have, and this says 800,000. I think that might be a little aggressive. But we're going to go ahead and try this. We're going to put this one here. We're going to select this network, the reactor network, and it's going to take 102,000. That's not bad, actually. 102,000's pretty okay with me. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm not too concerned with that. So right now we're getting in. It says we're only getting in 2,000 or 200,000 FE a tick is all it's coming in. I don't know. We'll let this run for a while. The cool thing is now we're up to a tenth of the way through to our first piece of antimatter, which is pretty cool. I'm actually happy with that. And with that, I think we're done with this build area. Now this is just a matter of letting this run. And, I'll continue to play around with these numbers to see if I need to produce anything else, as far as getting us being able to burn up and create any more nuclear waste. The ideal situation is if I can get this to back stuff and create polonium and then we can start, or we can get, I guess we'll never get it to back stuff because, it's always burning. But if I can get enough nuclear waste to kind of see some showing up in this tube, then I think it's a matter of we can go ahead and drop in another solar neutron activator and maybe then be able to increase twice as much polonium coming in. Once we get twice as much polonium coming in, now I think it's a matter of, hey, do we want to increase this thing up to get it, a little more power coming into it? I think that's our limiting factor right now, is the amount of power that maybe these cables can draw. Maybe that's where my holdup is. Yeah, because I mean, we're getting quite a bit of power coming into this thing. So that might be the situation. We might have to change the way we're moving our power. But we're going to call that good for now. Next episode, we come back. We're going to continue down along this quest. Hopefully, I'll have enough AFK time that I can get 2 of these antimatter pellets. And we can go ahead and get our first multi-piece of the ATM star done, which will be this thing right here. Cool. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.